so pretty.
She was crawling, and 9-10 months she was pulling up and starting to kind of take her first steps. We'd take her to the zoo and she'd kind of take off and take 1 or 2 steps and go. And... Oh, she just stood up. She just, okay, I better go grab her. All right, bye. David, hurry. And so then, probably about a year, right at 12, 13 months, she started saying Mama, Daddy, Bubba, Sis, and Dog. So she had about 5 peekaboo. She'd wait at the door for David to show up. And she'd sit there and see his truck pull up and say, Dada, Dada. And then 14 months is when we decided to go get the shots.
Yeah, it's on a video, yes. Do you mind? I just thought it was cute how you were watching TV. But don't watch me, watch your TV.
UIDE. If you click that, like, is that what you want? That way you can so we took her to the health department, and we were standing there at the counter. I told the lady we're here for 12-month vaccinations, and she could kind of calculate her age, and she said, well, has she had her 15-month vaccinations, because she's also due for those. And I said, no, she hasn't. She's had an ear infection. We decided to wait till she got better, and I don't have health insurance, so that's why we're 2 months behind getting things taken care of. And she said, well, do you want to get both sets of shots today? And I, of course, trusting the healthcare professionals, not really knowing. The first thing I said to her was, is it safe? And she said, yes, it's safe. And I said to her, well, can I just bring her back in a couple months and we'll get the 15-month shots then? She said, well, then she'll be 17 or 18 months and she'll be due for the 18-month shots.
Who is that pretty girl?
It's okay. Our philosophy here is grab them and stab them. Say, I want to go to Splash Park.
See, she even went back to get.
I want
Chuck E. Cheese's.
You do want to go to Chuck E. Cheese's?
Let's go to Chuck E. Cheese's.
Would you want me to take you there this afternoon? Huh? Can I see your nose? Please. You hate your nose? Can you do it yourself? Would it make it better if you did it yourself? But we have to get it out. Probably within 45 minutes of us getting home, she was coming under like a fever. She was starting to get kind of that red blotchy skin, starting to become lethargic. So we laid her down on the couch, and she pretty much laid on the couch for the rest of that night. We put her in bed, and she laid in bed the whole next day, never got out of bed. We'd sit there and have the TV on. We'd go and change her diaper, maybe give her a bottle, but literally she just laid there lethargic in her bed for the whole entire day. And the next day was pretty much the same thing. She was just getting a little bit better, but it was like she had the flu. Part of me thought that it was probably a reaction to the shots, because you always hear how they kind of get under the weather. You give them Tylenol, and it's kind of a side effect, but did not realize to that extent. And so then got the shots on a Tuesday. On a Friday, we pretty much got her up and out the door, and she was feeling better. And we ran by to see David at work, and I rolled down the window, and I remember just looking at her, and David said something to her, and she looked over there, and she just gave him this blank stare. And it was, at that point, it was like, what is the deal? She's, always excited to see her dad, and she just, we just chalked it up to she's still not feeling good. Well, the following Monday, I took her to daycare for the very first time, and when I left her, she was in the spot playing with this yellow bus, and 2.5 hours later, I picked her up, still playing with the same yellow bus. Just started putting little things together. We started watching how she was watching videos. She wanted to watch the same videos over and over again. The OCD started in. The eczema on the skin. It was just the lining up of toys, the running water. She used to love her baths and hated baths. Now, all of a sudden, the water was scaring her. We were potty trained at 12 and 15 months. It was literally, she was going to the bathroom 3 times a day. That stopped. All of a sudden started having issues with food textures. And it was just little things we were putting together. It wasn't until really Thanksgiving night it hit me like a ton of bricks with what was going on with her. People were asking me what she wanted for Christmas, and I heard myself say, she's not a typical child. She doesn't play with things like you would think a normal child should play with things. She lines things up, she wants multiples, and it was that night that I stayed up all night trying to research what autism was and to figure out what was wrong with my daughter. If someone was to sit there and say, here, I've made this for your child, it's got aborted fetal tissue, chicken embryo, monkey tissue, formaldehyde, let's go ahead and inject this in your child. You would say, no, not no, but hell no.
You can say,
Go. Hello.
good. Hi.
Hello.
Good answering.
So I think just educating yourself and actually what's in a vaccine and potential side effects of vaccine. Google vaccine injury compensation program. You'll hear stories of people that have had vaccine injuries. And although you can sit there and say, oh, that won't happen to my kid, you don't know. My biggest thing is that if I can educate one person and if I can change one person's life to just do your research, it's worth it. The thing is it has completely taught David and I to have compassion on a different level than we would normally have. I remember when we first got together, you could sit there and see people in wheelchairs and people with special needs, older adults, and you might just sit there and go on about your day and not open up the door for them or help them, but now you know that behind the scenes they have some struggles that you don't typically understand until you go through it yourself. Any other typical day you'd sit there and think, oh my gosh, my hair. She gets so excited and starts flapping and doing her stimming is what they call it. But she'll sit there and get so excited about watching the wind blow that it makes you appreciate the wind blowing. There's a lot of people out there that debate whether or not autism is caused by vaccines. And I can definitively say I'm not saying that 100%, but I know that within 45 minutes of my child having vaccines, she was a different person and has never been the same. I'm just telling my story, and I'm just telling you what happened to me, and what I believe to be true has turned out to be a situation now to where I would want to do my research. And I choose now not to vaccinate because of what has happened to me. But do I understand that there's measles and polio and all other sorts of diseases? Yes. And I hope that people don't want to not be around Morgan because she's not further vaccinated. But the way I have been told is, if you're so sure vaccines work, then why are you afraid of my unvaccinated child being around your vaccinated child? Because then they should not, come in contact with any kind of diseases that my child would potentially have if you're 100% guaranteed that vaccines work. Do I think that genetics play a role? Yes. Do I think that sometimes the way that they process food plays a role? Yes. And that's why I think you just need to do your research.